Before starting off this video, big shout out to Rogue Energy for being my first sponsorship on YouTube. If you know what G Fuel or Gamer Subs is, it's basically like that. It is a gaming energy drink, and it's like that, but it's for a cheaper option, a cheaper alternative than G Fuel or Gamer Subs. And you can get it for even cheaper by either clicking the first link in the description or by using code MMZ at checkout to get 10% off your next order. But anyway guys, let's just get right into this video, and thank you again, Rogue Energy. Alright, so for today's video, we are going to be talking about how to counter the shield operators in Rainbow Six Siege. Now there are 3 shield operators. The 3 shield operators are... So there's 2 for attacking, so that is Monty and Blitz. And then there was 1 for defending, and that is Clash. And I'm sorry that I don't have all these operators. For some reason, I can't buy the currency packs just in this game. I don't know why. I would have all the operators, but I just can't buy the currency packs. So that is Clash. So these are the 3 operators. Definitely the least favorite of everyone's operators. They're just the least favorite operators in general. And we're going to be going over how to counter those today. So first we're going to talk about how to generically, like, overall how to get rid of them, like the simpler ways, the ways that you probably have thought of before. So the first way is by using impact grenades. Impact grenades are great deterrents against these operators. So you just can throw these impact grenades. If they're by a wall, you can throw it at the wall near them, or you can throw it below their feet. You can throw it above them, but I recommend not doing this because it sometimes won't always hit them, especially if it's an impact grenade. And then we have Nitro Cells, which is the best option in my opinion, because as long as you get it behind the shield, it's gonna kill them instantly, no matter what health they're at. Even if Finka gave them like that extra boost, it can still kill them. So the Nitro Cells are really good for that. But then again, not every operator gets the Nitro Cells and the impact grenades, so sometimes these aren't the best options, especially since sometimes you gotta get them in like hard to get spaces, and it's hard to get. A lot of times it's really hard to get the impact nades under like Monty or Clash. They're a little bit easier for a Blitz, but it's always a bit hard. The next option that we have is you want to go for their feet. A lot of times people always try to go for headshots or body shots, but for shield operators, the feet are like their most vulnerable spot other than from behind them, which we'll be going over how to flank them as well. But it's just their feet are so vulnerable because that's like one of the main spots that aren't being protected. And this goes for any operator. Yes, it's a little bit harder to get Monty's feet since he has a fully extendable shield. But a lot of times this does work. Most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time this should work. So now we're going to be going over how to counter Monty. And at the end we're going to talk about the 3 operators that can counter any shield op except for Clash. I don't think there's really one for Clash because she's a defender. But if you are on the defending side and you're trying to counter Blitz and Monty, I will talk about the 3 operators that are perfect to get these shield ops anytime. Alright, so for Monty, it's a little bit difficult for him because he has the extendable shield, and usually another operator will be behind him using Monty as like a meat shield. So you never want to be I guess you never want to be like too careless when you're around Monty, because it's basically 99% of the time there's going to be another operator behind him. So just always be careful about that second operator or 3 operators behind Monty, or it could be the whole team as well. So really the best option for Monty, since he has an extendable shield, the best option for Monty, I think, is going with the flanking route. So since Monty is an attacker, we have a lot of good flankers, and some of these flankers are better than others. So one of the best flankers in the game is Caveira, because Caveira is like has a silent step, and she's a 3 speed. It's just if you're good at roaming and you know how to like flank people well, this is like the biggest deterrent against the Monty, because if you have one person distracting the Monty and one person flanking the Monty at the same time, they can't really do anything about it unless they're cornered up like in the corner of a room, which I will also tell you guys how to fix that problem as well if they're like in the corner of a room, which you do a lot. So Caveira's a very, very good option against the Monty. These are not the operators I was going to talk about, but you'll see those operators at the end. And then some other operators that might be good for flanking. I've seen people use Doc to flank. Personally, I haven't heard anyone say that Pulse is a good roamer, but in my opinion, Pulse is one of the best roamers out there because of his cardiac sensor. He knows where basically everyone is. And some other good flankers. There are a lot of... You can flank with almost anyone. You can flank with almost anyone. There are some people that you probably don't want to flank with. Like Rook, you probably don't want to flank with because he is a 1 speed. His armor is at its top, but this is one that you definitely don't want to flank with. Jaeger... You can flank with Jaeger. You can flank with almost anyone. So you can just... Flanking a shield op is like your best option, especially if you are attacking or defending. But it's a little bit harder to flank a Blitz, and we're gonna talk about Clash next. Oh, also, if Monty ever gets in the corner, like I said, it is pretty hard to shoot Monty. It's pretty hard, especially if they're like on the biohazard container or if they're protecting the diffuser. It is pretty hard, but so the deterrent against this. So impact nades and Nitro Cells are the biggest. Like you can easily get rid of these guys. But they can look up and look down with the shield, so it is pretty hard. And one of the methods that I've seen people use is trying to like hit their feet and then shoot, because it moves your shield a little bit. But this is like really hard time, so if you have one person meleeing the shield at the bottom and one person shooting the feet at the same time, that's a really, really good method against a Monty. Also another good method that I like to use when I like know that they're like in the corner like that is go either below them or above them, put down a Nitro Cell. You could use impact grenades, but I don't believe it's going to be that big of an effect. It's not going to take all their health. But if you use a Nitro Cell and you throw it above them or below them, it'll get them every time. Just make sure your teammates are aware that you're throwing a Nitro Cell, so you don't lose the extra points for killing your teammates as well. But it is the biggest deterrent against any Monty. That's like, because they like to go in corners a lot, and it's really, really annoying. Because you can't really do anything about it. They're usually the last people alive most of the time, and it's just super annoying. So that's the best ways to get around a Monty. Now we're going to be talking about Clash. So as we know, Clash has the electric charges, I guess you could say. She has the electric charges at the end of her shield that slow you down if you get shocked by them, and I think you lose either 5 or 10 HP. I forget the HP or the damage ratio. I think it depends how far you are from the shocks, but they do slow you down quite a bit. And the one thing you never want to do while approaching a Clash, if you're on the attacking side, is you never want to go at the Clash as a group. You kind of want to surround her. The flanking method does work, but it's not as bad. It's not as good, because it's a little bit harder to flank when you're attacking. Defending's a little bit easier since you basically know where they're coming from. But you basically want to surround the Clash, especially if Clash is the last person. This is going to be a perfect method, because Clash isn't able to shock you and slow you down all at the same time. So if you're surrounding her, it's going to be a little bit harder for Clash to shock you all. She can still do it if it's a good Clash, but if you're able to surround Clash, they really can't do anything. They'll probably try to spin in circles or anything, or try to maybe like act like they're teaming with you. But this is the best deterrent against the Clash. And it might be a little bit hard to coordinate with your teammates to surround the Clash, especially if the Clash is in the corner, but you can just do the method that I told you about with the Monty. So if you ever want to get rid of Clash, just surround her. Surrounding Clash is the best method out there in my opinion. Alright, next on the list, we have everyone's operator that makes them want to uninstall a game. Everyone's least favorite operator, and everyone that wants him to get a nerf so badly. So, Blitz is a little bit different when you're approaching Blitz, because Blitz, if you get too close to him, he can melee you, because he's one of the only ops that can melee you with your shield. Monty can do it, but he has to take the extenders off his shield, so it's a little, he becomes more vulnerable. But he's the only one that can melee you with like no time without having to take the extenders off. So like he can melee you whenever you want. He has the flash in the front of his shield, and not only that, but he can shoot while holding the shield at the same time. While also blocking with the shield, he can hit fire you. It's not aiming, but he can still hit fire you, which makes him super annoying, because he has 3 sources of killing you. Really, he has the flash, which I can't kill you, but it can still definitely lead to your death. Sorry. He can melee you, which is a 1 hit, obviously. And then he has his gun, which is actually a pretty good gun, I'm not gonna lie. His pistol's actually fairly decent, and obviously you can 1-tap them if you get a headshot. So, it is a bit harder to approach a Blitz like this. Obviously, flanking does work against a Blitz. It is harder to, I guess, flank a Blitz, in my opinion, because they're able to shoot and flash at the same time. It's just a little bit harder to flank a Blitz, but the method that I see working the best is, so there's 2 methods. So one of them I heard people saying that you can turn around and not get flashed, but that actually doesn't work. It doesn't matter if you're not facing the flash, if you're not facing Blitz, he can still flash you. I know some of you are like, no, that's just a glitch. That's not a glitch. I actually heard a R6 game dev talking that Blitz can flash you no matter which direction. You don't even have to be facing him, and you can still get flashed, which I really wish they made it so that you had to be facing him. It's a small nerf, but it would still help. So what you want to do is you want to keep your distance. That's the main thing you want to do with Blitz. Keep your distance. Always keep your distance. Another thing that I see working as well is when you start to run from a Blitz, a lot of times they're gonna pull out the gun. They're gonna pull out the gun and try to shoot you. They're gonna get out of that defense mode and get into the attacking mode, which they are attackers, but like they sometimes get into that defense mode if their people are near them. So they'll start meleeing and just flashing randomly. But if you if you turn around and don't face them, they're gonna get out their gun, and then they become super vulnerable. And if you turn around at the right time, it's an AR versus a pistol, or a shotgun versus a pistol. Who do you think is gonna win? As long as you can hit your shots, you can hit the upper body shots, you basically have beat the Blitz. It's just hard to, you to time it correctly, because if the Blitz has good aim, then they can 1-tap you. But if they don't have good aim, you can easily get rid of that Blitz just by facing away from him. You might get flashed, but if you face away with them, get your distance, and then take him out, it is a very good deterrent against the Blitz. Now we're going to be talking about the 3 defenders. There are no attackers against these shield ops that are like really well. So the 3 defenders that are really good against these shield ops. The first one that we're going to be talking about is Echo with this Yokai Jones? I don't really know how to pronounce it, but it shoots sonic, like you can either zap them, or you can shoot your sonic burst. And when you shoot the sonic burst at a shield op, even if it hits the front of the shield, it'll knock them over, making them super vulnerable, because they can't block themselves when they're on the ground like that. And it's super easy to kill them, because as soon as you do that with the Yokai drones, you can easily take out those shield ops. And that's just why Echo is one of the best operators. And you see Echo getting banned a lot now in pro leagues, just because of the same exact reason. He can take out shield ops so well. So the next one that we have is trying to find them. We got Orcs. Orcs is our next one that takes out shield ops extremely well. And that's because of his dash. You can push back anybody in your way. Even shield ops, even if you hit the front of their shield, you can push them on the ground and easily pull out your gun and just kill them. Just finish them off like that. But you have to kind of flank with them at the same time, because if you run straight at them, they can easily just take you out. Especially if they got that melee ready, or if they have like something else, or like they have their gun ready. But you can just dash at them, take the shield out, shoot them while they're on the ground. One of the best ones out there. Although I think the yokai drones are a bit cooler of a method to take them out. So Nomad is the next one that we want to use that takes out these shield ops really, really good. Or not really good, but they takes out the shield ops. I like this one a lot just because you don't have to worry about like that. You can easily take out Clash, because if they go in front of that, like, what's it called, an air jab launcher, it'll throw you back, make sure that you're on the ground and you're vulnerable, and then they can easily take you out because they don't have to switch their weapons. They can easily just take you out if they are on spot when you get pushed back with the air jab launcher. It's just that's the 3 ops that are literally the best. And not only that, but you can position the air jab launchers so that they can like send them through another wall, and then there can be like a claymore setup, and then claymore can just kill you instantly. So these are the 3 attackers, or not attacker, there's 1 attacker and 2 defenders that can take out any shield ops. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to go check the links in the description. Again, big thanks to Rogue Energy. You can use code MMZ or click the link in the description for 10% off your next order of Rogue Energy. Also, make sure to go check out my Twitch channel, my Discord server, and if you want to, you can become a member as well. And if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, bye.